What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ben and JV from JBM Sports Media. And today, after this video, we'll only have 2 teams remaining in our MLB season projection. We've come a long way, but regardless, we'll still have 2 after this. But who are we talking about today? You guys seen the title. We're talking about the Philadelphia Phillies. As always, we do the lineup, rotation, bullpen, finally conclude with the over-under win total. JV, what do you think about this lineup for the Phillies in 2026?
I mean, this is it's an aging core that is in win now mode, right? I mean, at this point, I think we're going into year 8 with Bryce Harper as a Philadelphia Philly. That is just absolutely crazy. I remember when he signed there; it felt like it was yesterday, to be honest with you, with that press conference. And I can't believe it's almost a decade that's gone by. But I mean, if you look at this 1 through 6, I mean, is fantastic, right? I mean, you have the pop with Adolis Garcia. Brandon Marsh is a high average guy that can produce some pop from the left side. Alec Bowman has been a solid third baseman. Schwarber, obviously, I mean, he's got 50 home run power, and he can easily, with his eyes closed, hit 250 and have over 100 RBIs. And Bryce Harper and Trey Turner, they're just two offensive firepower starters at the top of that lineup that could really get this going. And then, those 2 guys get on with nobody out back to back, and you have to face Schwarber and Bohm. I mean, right then and there, the game could be at a loss for the other team. To be honest with you, it's that good, this top of the lineup. But they are in win now mode, and I know it's going to be really tough because as that progresses, it's only going to get harder. So this offense really has to be the cream of the crop. That's definitely a motto I've been using. The offense here is going to drive this team and really push them to see how good they could be. Obviously, we're going to get into their pitching. Their pitching's been very formidable over the past couple of years. But, they've faced some injuries as well. And this offense has definitely been inconsistent. They've gone through some cold spells, which is normal. It happens to everybody. But this team should be able to win. This team should be, vying for a spot to be in the World Series every year. There should be no excuse. I think they have what it takes. I think they should be able to beat a team like the Dodgers. I think they have enough firepower on their end to be able to go toe-to-toe, and, they have to do better. They definitely have to do better as a squad, and this nucleus here should be able to step up and win 95-plus games. There should be no issues here. And this offense really could be prolific, and I think in 2026, it's just time will tell if they could, repeat what they're going to be doing in the playoffs or finally get over the hump.
Yeah, I think it's this is it for this core. I think we said that last year, but I think it is for this year. It has to be. Adding Adolis Garcia into this lineup, obviously adding a little bit more pop. Castellanos is 40-ounce bounce. He's gone. He's no longer here. But as you can see in center field, we have Justin Crawford in the 9-hole, and I think that's a super interesting, obviously, addition now that he's going to come up, and he plays great defense, more so of a contact hitter. I think he's actually a perfect addition for a 9-hole hitter right here for this Phillies lineup. JT Realmuto they brought back, Kyle Schwarber they brought back. So they're kind of just going at it and saying, yo, let's win right here. And if we don't, we're just going to keep on aging. And that is no bueno. So they have to capitalize off one of these years. They have to. It is dire need. Will it happen? We'll have to see. Me and you both had this team still winning the NL East. It's going to be more competitive. But yes, I think the experience is still there. They still have what it takes to win the NL East. And I think they're still going to. This lineup is still going to produce in the regular season. It's just could they take that talent and finally make it happen in a World Series run. We haven't seen it since 2022 when they made the World Series, when they went on that crazy run. I think they could still do it. Like you said, it's just they got to get hot, bro. They got to get hot. I mean, they were really upsetting in that Dodger series in the NLDS last year. That was really upsetting. So they have to right those wrongs. But now let's get into the starting rotation, obviously, right here. Led by Christopher Sanchez, Jesus Luzardo, Aaron Nola, Taijuan Walker, Andrew Painter. Finally, he made the cut. Let's go. We're going to see him finally. Obviously, I know you guys aren't seeing Zach Wheeler, but it looks like he's only going to miss 1 to 2 starts is what I was hearing. So not that much time at all, which is actually a phenomenal thing. They're going to have him right in the mix. So take Taijuan Walker out, put Zach Wheeler in. Because Taijuan Walker, man, I'm sorry, but no bueno right there, bro.
Someone's going to get there.
Somebody's going to get their spot taken, and we know who it is. But what do you think about this rotation, JV?
Oh, listen, they have a lot of strikeout potential here. There's a lot of frontline upside here, with their frontline starters and Sanchez and Luzardo, who just locked out a nice big contract. It is crazy to see Aaron Nola in the middle of this rotation now, not headlining that 1 or 2 spot. Obviously, him and Zach Wheeler being the 1 or 2 for the past couple of years, and he's now in the middle of this rotation. And hopefully, we can see a guy like Zach Wheeler come back into this rotation sooner rather than later. And I think at that point, if Andrew Painter is able to produce and be a positive piece in this rotation, you may see a guy like Walker go to the bullpen to make room for Zach Wheeler to return, and that would be a nice 5 in the rotation if you could add him. All right, that's your ace right there. So that would be just a beautiful thing if that could happen. But this rotation to me is really good. I think even with T1 Walker in the 4 spot, I think they can still make it happen. If he could be somewhat successful and give you some positivity and not completely job, I know it's going to be tough. But in that 4 spot, you're going to have to kind of pitch well and take the pressure off of Andrew Painter. If your team is on a 3 or 4 game losing streak and you're heading the ball to Andrew Painter and you're trying to put the pressure on his shoulders to end the losing streak, that's going to be tough. So I think that 3 and 4, Aaron Nola and T1 Walker are going to have to prove it. And I don't think it can get any worse than it got for Aaron Nola last year. I think it was just one of his worst seasons in the big leagues, and he did pitch better in the second half. It seemed like he was coming into himself a little bit, but he cannot have a first half that he did in 2025 and pull that over in 26. So he's going to have to be a little bit more consistent. But Christopher Sanchez, to me, is a Cy Young candidate every year. I think that he's going to be in the league. He's that good. And, Jesus Luzardo as well is really solid. And this rotation is going to have to really step up. I think 3, 4, and 5 are going to have to step up. And I know that makes it like a tall task, but they're going to have to step up and go tit for tat with that offense and really bring in some major contributions for 26.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it, Aaron Nola, he pitched really well in the WBC for Team Italy. I think this guy, even if you look at his last few starts in 2025, should I say, he pitched pretty well. Like, he started finding his own, and I think if he could find his own, this rotation is going to be perfectly fine. And Wheeler, obviously, coming back, if he could be 80% of what he used to be, that's going to be perfect. Point. Christopher Sanchez, I have as my Cy Young pick. Actually, I don't know if you guys remember. I had Hunter Green as my Cy Young pick actually, but he got hurt and he's going to be out till July. So just going to do a revamp right here. So bonus point. I have Christopher Sanchez. This guy, bro, he came on the scene last year big time. Well, he was there before, but he really solidified his name last year, and I think he's only going to continue that. Can Jesus Luzardo live up to the big bucks that he got paid? He's going to have to. Going to have to. There's no other way to put it. And I think he could. He really could. He has the talent and the strikeout potential. It's just he kind of collapses in like that 4th, 5th inning. He just boom implodes. I do like seeing Andrew Painter here, though, I'll be honest, because I was a big fan of Andrew Painter coming up in the prospect system. And I think seeing him here, finally, they got trust. Dombrowski got trust in bringing this guy up, which is great to see. But now let's get into
it's about time.
It's about time. But now let's get into this Phillies bullpen. It looks a little bit brand new with some new additions right here. Obviously, Johan Duran, finally a full year with the Phillies. But Brad Keller from the Cubs, their closer last year, now in their 7th spot. Alvarado in their 8th. Kerkering, obviously, he jobbed in the biggest moment of their season. That was horrible.
Yeah. The throw.
Yeah, the throw. Tanner Banks, he's actually, a very
serviceable. Solid lefty.
Serviceable, but, Jonathan Bow movement. Kyle Backus, Kyle Backhouse or Backshots or whatever it is. Zach McClam. I don't know. JV, what do you think about this bullpen?
Listen, let's not even get into Zach McClamby. I'm not really sure what's going on there. And Kyle Backshots, like you said, is that's a to be decided, I guess, for that one. But listen, Brad Keller, Jose Alvarado, and Johan Duran. 7th, 8th, and 9th, game's over, right? If you started to go 6 solid innings and you have a lead, it's a wrap at that point. Enough for nothing. Kerkering is not a bad pitcher. He just happened to job in the worst possible instance in the postseason, and he made a terrible decision and threw a ball home when he should have threw to first base. But listen, at this point, you add Brad Keller. That's just a tremendous move on Dombrowski's part. I thought that was a great move to solidify, that bridge to a guy like Duran. Him and Alvarado leading up to Duran, to me, is just lethal. Like I said, if they have a 2 to 3 run lead after the 6th inning, it's kind of a wrap at that point. At that point, you just put the ball in their hands and hope for the best. But the rest of this bullpen is pretty good. Obviously, like I said, the long relief and some of these middle relief guys are definitely some to be decided when it comes to their potential. But guys like you said, Tanner Banks and Kirkering are really serviceable. They're really serviceable. They really are serviceable. They could get some big outs in the sixth inning if your starters don't go that far, and then you can hand it over to a guy like Brad Keller and Alvarado to be that bridge, like I said. So I do like this bullpen. I think it's a lot better than last year's. I think last year their bullpen was a huge question mark, for this team going into 2025, and I think they addressed it a little bit better for 26. So if their rotation can be formidable, like we think they could be, and this bullpen is doing what they have to do, I think the Phillies are going to win a lot of games this year.
Yeah, and in long relief, obviously that could be fixed if you just take McClam out and put Walker in there, Taiwan Walker when Zach Wheeler comes back. I think that could be perfect. I think that could be picture perfect, actually. Um, I don't know about these other two guys. Like I said, this Kyle guy and then Jonathan Bowell movement. Like I don't know about these guys right here, bro.
That's amazing.
I
And then
don't
we
know.
got Marcus Camby at the bottom. I'm not really sure what's going
Yeah,
on.
I don't know what's going on with those, but like you said, JB, the rest of these arms are super, super solid. And Johan Duran, a full season in Philly, he's a solidified closer, probably top 5 closer in the game, if we could be quite honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I like this bullpen. I like this Banks, Kirkering, Keller, Alvarado, Duran. Very solid 5 relief pitchers right there. And maybe the guy Taiwan Walker for long relief. But now, over under time. Let's go. Over under number is 89.5, brought to you by FanDuel for the Philadelphia Phillies in 2026. JV, what are you going with?
I'm going with 94 wins. I think 94 is the perfect number for them. I think their offense is good enough to get that done. And their starting pitching, even without Wheeler, is really, really good, man. And if they add Wheeler, I'm not really too sure what his timetable was as a return. I know that they were shooting for something along the lines of the first half. So should see him in the first half of the season. And if he could be, like you said, 80 to 85% of what he was last year, that's better than a lot of guys at 100%. So I really do see this team definitely breaking the over. I think they win 94 games. I have them winning the NL East again over the Mets and the Braves and teams of that nature. So I do think they win 94 games this year and they take it home and they win the NL East again in 2026.
Give me the over. I'm going 92 wins. They won 94 last year. I don't think they're necessarily 2 losses worser, but think about it like this. The Mets did improve, if you could say it. The Marlins, I think, are still pesky. The Braves, if they could get a healthy Sale, Reynaldo Lopez Strider, they're going to pick a few more wins, but I still think they hit this over easily, honestly. I think they're anywhere from 92 to 94 wins, and I think that's without a doubt. I still love this Phillies team, and I still think they win the NL East, and I'm still riding with them. I think they could still be a team that could challenge the Dodgers if they're fully on in October, and I really do believe that. But what do you guys believe? Let us know in the comments section. Did you like our trolls, our names for some of those Phillies bullpen pitchers? Because, gosh, I hope so. Obviously, it's always all jokes and everything like that. But we always want to say we appreciate your guys' continuous amount of support you guys show here. Till next time, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.